Yeah, it's pretty great. Penny and Cooper are finally getting settled into their new house now. Cooper is trying to chew a bone apparently right now, sorry. And gosh, we've been in our new house 5 months now?
Oh, wow. Are you feeling settled in?
Yeah, we are definitely still in the settling in phase, but I would say we are getting more comfortable. I mean, I still feel so behind on getting my beauty room together, painted, decorated. I mean, it's coming together. It's just coming together very slowly.
That's good. When we moved, I swear, I would freak out at the new house sounds like all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm still learning all of the new house sounds too. I'm always playing the game. Was that the air conditioner, the refrigerator, or the dogs? Yeah, like literally right now. I just heard a sound down the hallway that I have never heard in this house before.
It was probably just Penny or Cooper.
No. Penny and Cooper are sitting right there. I can see them. They're actually looking down the hall trying to figure out what that was.
What? You're breaking up.
I said they're sitting right here with me. It wasn't the dogs. Frida? We're still here? Hello? Who's there?
Cometh hither now. I shall take thy soul. This hath been my home for over 200 years. Don thy beldam's garb. Don thy beldam's face. Don thy beldam's locks. wishes to come forward and tell you all about today's haunted Halloween sponsor.
Happy Halloween, Coven! This portion of today's Halloween special is sponsored by Cupshe. Cupshe is a brand that so many of you guys know I have loved for over a year and a half now. I have been working with them for quite some time, and I have loved all of their lifestyle products, their bikinis, their cover-ups, their dresses and sandals, and so much more. But Cupshe just launched a special collection with Lauren Londike, which is a great fit for any of the upcoming vacations, holidays, parties, you name it. And I'm gonna be honest, I have worked with them for quite some time, and this is probably my favorite collection they have released thus far. So many of the pieces go together, so many of the pieces can be mixed and matched. I can't wait to share these with you. Let's jump into them individually. This first dress is a leopard print satin midi dress, and this dress feels like a second skin. I love that the straps are adjustable, but since my top half is a little busty, I do think I should have gone up a size from a large to an extra large, but it is super sexy and super cute for this season. This leopard print belted satin dress is longer than the last one, but with a high slit, and it does have a nice belt to help conceal any midsection areas. The straps are also adjustable, and this one I felt super confident and sexy in. My bust was completely concealed, the back was nice and high, and it shows a stunning silhouette. I really felt confident in being able to dress it up too with the different types of jackets and cover-ups that I could also get from Cupshe. I thought this was a total home run. This next outfit is super stunning, one of my favorites, and it is a two-piece. The top is a cutout one-shoulder bodysuit, and girl, when I tell you that this is a thick enough material, but also snug enough that if you have a smaller chest up top, you may not need a bra because this is pretty supportive and thick. I mean it. Because I am a bit bustier, I did have on a strapless bra, and you could not see it. It was all concealed, and it all fit perfectly. I got a size large in the top and it worked great. Now the bottom is the satin skirt that is the leopard print, and I love the length of this. I also did get the extra large, but I could have gone into a large because there was extra room there, but it was super comfortable over the top of the bodysuit that I highly recommend and cannot wait to wear this. This next dress, I am telling you, this is the Holidays V-neck asymmetrical mini dress for $24.99. And when I tell you this is a little forgiving in the midsection by the way it is draped, it is absolutely nice, especially for that upcoming holiday season. This is so cute. I love how this paired so well with either the more bedazzled jacket or the nice furry one that I am gonna get to here in just a little bit. This was super comfortable and I felt extra sexy in this. The asymmetrical line on this really is flattering, I would say, to your legs. Even if your thighs or your legs is not your best feature, I feel like this makes everything look so much nicer, more lean and sleek the way it's all laid out. It is perfect. This next fun yet edgy outfit is 3 different pieces, technically, but the main 2 are the top and the faux leather bottoms. The top is a fringe V-neck cami that I did get in a large. I love the details on this. I love that you can adjust the straps. But if you are busty like me, or if you have just a little bit of a tummy, I would suggest going up a size. I think just for a silhouette and a little bit more comfort. I love that this has a lining and it is amazing. Now the faux leather pants, girl, you know I never thought I could wear something like this with my body type, but this was actually very flattering, very comfortable to wear. Put this together with some heels and girl, you are good to go. I loved this whole outfit, and of course we have to talk about the jacket. Starting with the shag open front jacket, I have become obsessed with this. This is super soft. It is made very well, and as you've seen throughout this portion of the video, it levels up every single outfit that I have put it with. It is super comfy and cozy. And finally, we have to talk about this sequin open front blazer. This has some shoulder pads. This has so much pizzazz to it. It adds to every single outfit. Dress up literally jeans or any of these outfits and you will be good to go. Also, right up front, I want to make sure you know that you're getting a 15% off discount if you use my code Fischer15 on all of your orders, $65 or more. And trust me, girl, these are going to be the staple items you want going into the holiday season. Thank you again to Cupshe for continuing to support my channel and sponsoring this portion of today's Halloween special. Now, let's get back to our spooky main event. may now have realized the wench Nichole is still here, but just beneath the surface, for I
Now control her.
and this Halloween special. As you may have realized by now, I have lived on this land for over 200 years, and no one shall steal it from me, not even you. A sacred coven that she thinks keeps her powerful and will protect her from me. You're so delightful. Today's haunted tale shall be told by the wench Nichole, who I shall allow to come forward, and she will go with you through the portal of time, reviewing all of her past favorite hauntings of her face. And she will go through a long journey and need thy help. Not to fight me, mind you, because that shall never work. I shall always be present throughout this haunting special. But she shall need your help in deciding should she use hauntings
Of cosmetics past.
or should she use new and fancier favorites that perhaps are a little bit more YouTube searchable? Now we shall go through the Beauty Space collection and decide, is she going to be beautiful? Or will old or new haunts just make this special a haunting nightmare?
Come along as we go through this.
And I allow Nichole to come forth once more, but mind you, I shall be back. What just happened? Did you see what happened? I'm still a little fuzzy on it personally, but welcome to the Halloween special here on my channel. This year, as you can tell, I have summoned accidentally the spirits that lived in this house before I ever did. True story, the house really was abandoned for quite some time, and the history is very perplexing. There's a long gap of time where we don't know what happened to this house, what happened on the land before it, but now apparently we know, don't we? Sandra may or may not be popping back in from time to time. It's hard to say. She's clearly
Possessed me this holiday.
season, so be prepared for a lot of spookiness that I may not have control over. Apparently, she decided I needed a makeover, and the booty room also got a makeover. Well, a haunted makeover. The final beauty room is still in the works. That's a magic spell for another time. But now, friends, cast a spell on a beverage of your choice and let the Halloween nightmares begin. Don't forget your brews, dearie. I have started this Halloween special with a time-traveling magic trick. I have gone back through the ages to collect Halloween buckets that are now at McDonald's, and no, this is not sponsored. This is just an elder millennial's delight. Now, before we can move forward with our haunting special, I will need your assistance. As I've said, I'm going to be going through time in the beauty space, rewinding time to past haunts that I have adored and possibly let expire in my beauty space. Oh no. And I have new enchanting products. Will these products work well together? Are some things completely dead and need to be taken out back and buried for its final resting place? Or is it still a haunting, delightful item that I should continue to use in my booty space? I'm going to need you to channel all of your powers, all of your witchiness as we go through this so I can hear you through the portal that is the YouTube. Let's start with the base face because this resting witch face is really getting me down. I went to an old haunt that I find to be spooktacular, which is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I have already put this oldie but a ghoulie back on my face. But next, we need to know, do we want to go retro with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer that helps all of these batty pores on my face? Or should we go with the Clean Slate, which is newer to my collection, but also very good for pores on my face? However, the Halloween special could not just be a basic witch. Oh no. I also have 2 illuminating primers to choose from as well. The first being the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This is an instant complexion refresh and something that I have loved in my beauty space for eons and eons, as many of my coven probably know. Newer to my collection is the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter. It's an instant retouch primer. Also provides a little illumination like a ghost for my face. But which one do I choose? Send me your summons. Which one do you want? Stronger witches, I need to feel you. Ah, I heard you. Good chanting, witches, good chanting. The first thing you want me to put on is the Becca Instant Filter, which is like a magical filter for the space. But the newer and less expensive AOA Clean Slate Primer that you get from Shop Miss A for only a shilling, or as you all mortals call it now, $1. Let's cast a spell together, shall we? Becca, rest in peace, my darling. She was a high priestess we all adored and missed, so why not use her in our booty space? Well, we can, yes? We need to remember old witches that have since crossed over.
What happened?
Which you were here. This piece of my potion always gives that nice extra illumination. It makes the flesh look pink but glowing. We're channeling a little Glinda the Good Witch.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
In haunting specials past, we've tried a lot of deadly makeup that has made us look dreadful, and we've always had to overcome it. Really, this season, for Hallows Eve, we're looking to be a smashing pumpkin and look our ghouliest. Now, the next piece of the potion is going to be filling the pores with some Clean Slate.
In the trouble areas.
This is a potion I thoroughly enjoy, especially in the middle section of my face where the pores can tend to age this witch and make her look a little crusty. Thou cannot help thy plagued with a resting witch face. Now, witches, this is when we take some time to sit with our chants, our morning affirmations, and our spirits. Yes, I do mean the ghosts that do haunt your booty space, but I'm also referring to spirits. Take a sip. To move forward with this Halloween special is make our face look a little less like a mummy, a little less like a crepe paper ghost, and put a little color to make our skin look alive. We have a brand new booty selection to make our face look like a little bit more like a jolly pumpkin. But believe it or not, it is a cream product. A cream product. Did you say cream product? I did. This witch does not usually like creams. But this Patrick Tar potion seems to have a bewitching ability to look amazing but natural on this resting witch face. Do you wish to trick-or-treat yourself to the Patrick Tar, or some bewitching older products that you know this witch thinks is delightful? However, I haven't used these in many moons. Do we want to trick-or-treat our bootyful selves to these or to this? This is the Natasha Denona Transform Matte Pore Vanishing Foundation and a little bit of the Pure 4-in-1 Tinted Moisturizer. Together, these are a fall witch's dream. She could even be a basic witch, you know. Sometimes we like a little PSL in our day, but the newer, trendier product is the Patrick Tar. Which one do my witches want to see? Chant with me, sisters. I need to hear you. I heard you loud and clear. You want the Wheel of Desire to tell us. Let's see what happens. The Wheel of Desire has Patrick Ta, Natasha Denona, and the Pure Foundation, or Witch's Choice. Let's hit the technological spin button and find out which you witches choose. This is very exciting. Woo! We have a Witch's Choice coven. Witch's Choice. Ooh. How haunting. I believe I'm going to throw it back. We're going to take it back to 2 haunting specials ago, when I first tried the Natasha Denona Transform Mat, but I wore this beautiful beast alone. This time I shall mix her with an elixir of pure. But what is a witch without her cauldron, yes? Don't worry, Coven, I have a special cauldron for this spooky season. Ba-da-ba-da. It's witchy time. Little of this and a touch of that. Mix it in a cauldron. Oh, just like Mummy used to make. Now let's sample. Undeadly. Perfect. While this witch loves her broomstick, I feel like we should do a magical spell to move this special right along. Ready? Witches. The finish on this Transform Matte Pore Vanishing Foundation, which sounds like a spell within itself, doesn't it? You just want to chant it first thing in the morning. It does such a beautiful job of making the skin look just like you sucked the lives out of 5 children, 2 babies, and then you nod on a little kitten for dessert. Doesn't it? It looks simply marvelous. Now, witches, we must now go on to conceal the bags under the eyes. But which witch is which? The throwback that I adore and have spoken highly about in past seasons is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpt Concealer.
Do you think it'll help these bags?
If it's born this way, maybe it's tiny children. The next item is an air hug from the brand Item. This is something this witch got in a subscription box. So I didn't choose it myself, but it came to me. It wanted to be with me. But do I want to be with it this holiday season? Now, which does my coven prefer? Let me summon thee. Use thy powers, sisters. I need to hear you from the great beyond that is the YouTubes, because Instagram is being funny today and I can't poll you like some other witches do. 'Tis a pity. Let's let our spirit guides guide us with the wheel. It's rather exciting, isn't it? Item booty! Is that what you were channeling? It felt you through the portal. You have seen me use this little potion quite a few times anyway. And I do find this gives me just as nice of a haunt across my deadly bags as that product that has been what I refer to as my OG. This piece of my potion may take a little bit more effort, so I'm going to need my sisters, my coven, to help me with this. 1, 2, 3. Looks to be in all of my deep crevices. Now, for the spell to blend it in. Yes, I think this worked splendidly. It actually is a little bit of a thicker potion than you would think it is. It's got a little bit of extra newt in it, I do believe. Now, witches, this is the moment we do not cast any extra hexes on the warlocks, the children, the roaming lawnmowers that tend to go off while we are all chanting in these videos, because now we need to move quickly, but not move our faces so we don't crease. The next piece of the potion is the powder, and we need to move quickly, friends. Do you wish to see the cover FX, but not the whole palette, nay, but specifically the finishing powder for under the eyes that is known to be very enchanting and not crepey? This is definitely an old haunt from the booty space. But also, we have something newer to the collection that has proven its worth. This is a smashing pumpkin. I mean smash box powder. This one is in hydrating perfecting powder. This one is a loose banshee. Do we want this under our eyes? Or, oh, witches. Oh, you are strong, you are powerful. I already hear you. I don't even need to go to the wheel because you have clearly said you want to see the Cover FX powder because you love her. She loves you too. I'm going to get a special wand for this to go right here in the powder. Yes, you see pan on her because she's stunning. And recently, I did a video on makeup I've hit pan on. I will be sure to link that above for you so you can haunt that after this special. Now we just creep it real by putting this under the eyes, down the nose. Do not twitch, do not witch, do not sass while we get all of this down. It's very important. How are you doing? Are you chanting over there? Are you enjoying the special though so far? Hit the dead bell and the like button with the thumb on it. The dead man thumb. If you're enjoying the special so far. Quite a tasty powder. This powder makes my face feel alive. As much as it can after being possessed by a 200-year-old witch. It's a rags to witches story, really. I feel this has done the trick. Now, do we want to trick or treat ourselves into a finishing powder? Tell me your ways of how you choose to go next. The AOA Perfect powder, because the compact is dead because I've used it all up. This is a nice finishing powder. Or should we throw it back again to our High Priestess Becca with the soft light blurring powder that gives just that extra oomph, that extra luminosity to the face? Ah! You are a nostalgic witch, and you would like some more Becca. If you've got her, haunt her. Wands up.
Twist the face and glow the ghost.
I know what my dry witches in the audience are thinking. Witch, please! That is far too much powder dust. You shall look like a creepy mummy if you are not careful. I hear you. I hear you, witches. But keep in mind, we know magic spells. This is our coven. We are witches. And I think my mailman just heard me and turned around and was a little frightened. Good. Dry witches, do you know the magic spell we use now to make sure our face feels alive and a little less deadly with the crepiness? That's right, I heard you. This is when we go into our setting spray called the Urban Decay All-Nighter. Although I will be honest, I do prefer my Frankensteins to be a little more decayed than I've been getting them lately. But that's alright, we'll use this spell and hopefully it will help. Yes, witches. Let it all sink in. Can't you just feel the ghosts and goblins rising from their graves? I can. Do your chants. This makes all of the powders, foundations, concealers become one, but also makes your face smooth like a baby's half-eaten bottom. Now, witches, we must move quickly to get the monsters that are our brows perfectly aligned so we can move forward and make a skeleton fun with our face. Yes? But which products to use? I have some haunts of beauty rooms past that I know many of you miss, but also enjoyed once upon a time. But I worry, I do. I don't know if it's still good anymore. Let's find out. Who remembers the Brow Gal by Tanya Crook powder? I've heard many of you have finished this up or still have it in your booty space as well. Who remembers this Winky Lux Universal Brow Pencil? It is so ancient. The hieroglyphics on the actual packaging are no more. I worry it's not good anymore, but I also think I'm not used to using this thick of a tip anymore either, to be honest with you, Coven. And then we have the I Am Inspiring pencil from Real Her, and this nearly completely panned Brow Bar True Glam Brow Makeover Kit. Which to do? Spin the wheel, put your incantations on the one you want to be. I'm nervous, I'm actually nervous.
Ooh, it's the Brow Gal Winky Lux combination.
Is that the one you wanted? You want to see if this hieroglyphic old school pencil will actually work? Oh, ghouls, I'm a little nervous. Tarantulas, ghosts, warlocks, please look out for our minds, our brains, our spirits as we go forward with this relic of a pencil for the brows. I'm nervous, very nervous. A little gray toned. I don't think this is particularly my shade anymore. Say the chants with me, ladies. We have to do this together. I can't get through this alone.
Brows, brows, brows. Arch brows, brows.
Witches. It turned out better than I had anticipated it to, honestly, but I wonder if it is a little on the gray side. Ooh. The laptop just keeps coming on and turning off. Sandra? Sandra, is that you? Witch, please. I can feel her and just sense her in random corners of the room. I'm a little confused. We'll say the under part of the eyes is getting a little crepey. So I am going to do just a bit more. I haven't done a full thick beat on this witchy warlock face in quite a few moons. The brows look better than I had anticipated as far as the pencil goes. Maybe a touch on the gravestone side. A little dead, but not too bad. So now let's find out how the brow powder does for our brows. There are cobwebs on everything in this booty space. Sandra's redecorating isn't exactly my idea of great. It's a little deadly. Color me surprised. These brows look wicked. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I really feel a lot of it has to do with this piece of the potion. Highly recommend yet again. She can keep haunting my booty space as long as she'd like. Now is the time when we're going to take our booty back to when we were bones and make our skeleton brighten. We're going to deepen the hollows of these cheeks, contour the nose, and do a deep contour, which we have not done in this booty space in quite some time. So the question is, do we haunt with an old friend, or do we just go back to bronzers as new ways have begun? Old age, old English, old worlds we used to love to just contour with its own essence, its own palette. And witches, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna creep it real with this ghastly, ghostly pan of the past. Look how much is left of this daunting piece. Wands up. Who remembers our sacred spell?
Double, double.
Chin is trouble.
Blended away with lots of creamy contour.
Let your inner skeleton come out, ladies. You deserve the best. Fluff your wand in circular motions and hold the back end of your wand for a more natural, skelly, fun face. This is my special nose wand, which is, I'm going to be honest with you, as I always am, because they are that coven. Under eyes are very crinkly. You know how this witch hates crinkly under eyes. You know what I think I need to do? We're going to cast a spell with some deadly pan. We're going to ask it to arise, as it is actually 6 feet under and panned to death. This is my AOA perfect finishing powder. It is the pressed powder. Oh, and she is nothing but bones. So we're going to do our best to be gentle witches and plop some of its undead on the brush. We can get these under eyes that are definitely showing. I'm over 200 years old, at least the witch possessing me today is. Look up from your grave. It helps when you're doing the under eyes. Pretend you're slumbering in your coffin and looking directly up. This foundation, I forgot how lovely it looks on the flesh to make us look far more lively than we are, especially when we're just skeletons thus far. Moving along, we need to add a little bit of warmth to this dead corpse's face. While this makes our bones look nice and appetizing, we need to move forward to make our flesh look a little bit more warm. We can't really lure children into our huts if we don't look like we have a little bit of flesh that is warm and alive and 6 feet above ground. So do we go back to the old ways. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. And use our number 7 maple bronzer. This bronzer is a great haunt for the fall seasons. It's nice and deadly, but also can fool the children into thinking you are alive. Or there's a newer witch on the block who gives a lot of warmth, is still matte, but also gives you a complimentary chisel to your skeleton base. What should we do? Gather, witches, let's begin our chants as the wheel of fate decides. Ooh. Iconic London. We're going with the new wave of makeup. Since we look like twins right now, we need to warm up the base. Yes, so we can add more flesh, which is blush, and then we can bring the children to us. Now, witches, when you're choosing a wand for this next step, decide if you want a wide, fluffy brush to add a lot of warmth, or do you want just enough selection to be able to get it right in the hollows of your bones? Tap, tap, tap. Warm, warm, warm. I like to take my bronzer and pull it upward sometimes when I'm feeling like I have too hollow of a cheek. And it gives it a natural, flush, warmed up look, as if I had been in the sun. Oh, my vampire friends will get a very good kick out of that. They know I don't go in the sun. If you really want to compliment the bones, throw your locks back and give it a little bit of a warmth down the body and onto the clavicle. Now, witches, we must add the pink flesh that is blush, so it looks like we've been above ground beyond, 200 years ago. Are you ready for a real throwback? Who remembers the studio makeup on the go loose powder? It is a loose, luminous blush. It is not a highlighter, nay, nay. It is a blush to make the flesh look as though it has been in the sun dancing on a spring day. That sounds dreadful, doesn't it? Just dreadful. Or we could haunt it with a new piece of our potion with the Natasha Denona, who did haunt our face and did it splendidly. Oh, the mortals are making so much noise outside today. What spell is this of cleaning the streets? You get much further and faster on a broom. Why do they drive these large trucks places? Tell me your ways, witches. Tell me your wishes. Do you wish for old school, loose, luminous blush that many of you in my coven have said you love? Or do you want to haunt it with a little something higher end and newer? To the wheel. Studio makeup! Witches! You are nostalgic witches, aren't you? Of course you are. Wands up and whew! How splendid does this look? It gives the rosiness just a touch of a luminosity that makes me look like I am fully alive and not after the children's toes. No, no. I just want to hold the little baby. Witches, who's ready to glow like a ghost? Shall we go old haunties or new haunties? The old hauntie is obviously the Ofra Rodeo Drive. It's going to drive you insanely happy with how beautiful it is. The golden touches make everyone's eyes look just a little bit like they've been haunting for years. Or the Natasha Denona Glow. I personally prefer the O2 medium shade because it's a little bit more deep toned and a little less pixie dust. If I ever find Tinkerbell close to my coven, I shall smash thee. She is so annoying. Which do we want? Which do we want? To the portal. That is the magical wheel. Chant, ladies, chant. Which are your wishes? You nostalgic witch, you definitely wanted the Ofra, didn't you? I can't lie to my coven, I too was curious. Would this still live up to the original hype that it did once upon a time when I was a wee girl of the YouTube lens? Let's find out. Let's dabble into the beautiful highlight. Look at that pan. Tap it off. I'm going to the tops of the cheeks I forgot what a beacon of beauty she is. She is also very pigmented. Let's dust it off a little. Ooh. Invoke the duck lip spell. It helps. Also, move your mane and go to the clavicle once again and make those shoulders glow like a ghost. Yes, you are part skeleton and mostly witch, but it is always nice to get in touch with your ghostly, ghastly side, isn't it? Especially at All Hallows Eve. Now, Coven, I hear you. I hear you saying, now, we have gone so far into our makeup journey. Should we do another incantation for the decay? And yes, we need to prevent decay as long as we can right now because it's Halloween. It's going to be a long night of hunting, gathering, and searching of the youths to keep us young and beautiful. So you know what we must do at this moment. You do? I knew you would. Jump into more Urban Decay all-nighter for another set down. It is all right, witches, to do this again, especially in the cooler months because things can get a little dry and we need to keep it a little hydrated. This is an optional step in the incantation. If you don't need to do it again, don't do it. Just don't. I needed to set down all those powders. All right, witches, this is one of the most sacred moments of the video as we move on to our eye look, which we know can be some of the most desserty, delicious times in our makeup journey, isn't it? Now, do we want to go old school or new school? What is the old school, you ask? I'm so grateful you did, because who remembers this large palette? This is the original Jaclyn Hill palette, Volume 1, Issue 1, that has a decent amount of pan on her, but look at all of those haunting, beautiful fall looks. Colors, vibrancy. It could almost fool you into thinking I am alive. And not to just stick to a palette, I thought we should mix it up a little bit because sometimes we forget about some extra special things in our collection. So to go along with the eyeshadow palette, I also have a Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick color in the shade Desert Sand. Now this beauty was a very popular item a while back, but I have not touched her in eons. Is she still delightful? Is she still delicious? Or is she dried out? Or the new waves of warmth for the fall season. A very popular palette is the Patrick Ta Dimensions 2 eyeshadow palette. It's apparently in its own second dimension, so we could go into this along with newer Beauty Crop liquid that is similar in tone but very different with the options. We have a creamy matte shade and then a more glistening cream shadow. Summon it, ladies, do your chants. My witches are so nostalgic. You want the Jaclyn Hill palette and the Laura Mercier. And I have to be 100% honest with my coven, as I always am. I was feeling that as well. I was feeling the spells and incantations you were all putting out there. And when is the last time you've seen me use either of these? It's been quite a mummy minute. I missed an opportunity recently to go into a very coveted, beautiful sounding shade. Say it with me. Pukey. Doesn't that just roll off the tongue? Pukey. That is this yellow mustard brown tone here, and it was a favorite of mine back in, oh golly, 2017. What a time to be alive. I think it's going to be fabulous, but I hope she lives up to her hauntings of the past hype, because I haven't touched this palette in so many moons. This is actually still applying very nicely. I'm having deja vu looking at all of these amazing colors and remembering how they apply. Ooh, I am feeling like a boss witch today. Before I go much further, I feel like I need to put on the potion that is the Laura Geller. And I'm trying to see, ooh, she's a creamy witch. Oh, if you've got it, haunted. Yes, queen. How disgustingly delightful. Sandra, is that you? If we're doing a retro palette, let's do a retro look where I used to love to go into one of these shimmer shades. I'll go into the deeper one that I've already got some pen on. And really open up the lid on the inner portion and allow the warmth of the jack-o'-lantern to just kind of illuminate on the lid. Whew, witches, that got really glowy really quickly. I have underestimated the vibrancy that is this Elder palette. Very impressive. So much so, I feel like I need to do just a touch more work to make it all smooth out a little bit more. Not that the powder isn't good, it's just more bold than I anticipated. My all-seeing eye was shocked. A red delicious apple for this look would be this deeper shade right here. It has the shimmer looks to it, but will deepen up the outside just a touch. I think we're missing just a little something. I know. That's more like it. I needed some bats for these eyes to be able to move forward with the rest of this haunting video, and we need to bite some children, so let's do the lips. Alright, witches. I have been going through this entire haunted video with you, summoning your answers, summoning your wants and desires, and right now I have two different pencils in front of me. One that is newer, that is the basic beauty or booty as I like to call it, and while I have talked about this more recently, I'm going to...
She's still good. Don't throw her out. Don't throw her out. Jeez.
Throw that witch away at the moment, not because she's bad, I do think she's delightful. But honestly, I find nostalgia to be the theme of this video, and I have not used the Vintage by Jessica Labiskind lip pencil who won't open. Goblins, why won't you open? What is happening? Is there cellophane on you? It's transparent. It's bewitched. Drown her. Wait, we're witches. We like witches. So, hold on. Let's do a magic spell to open this beast up. Works every time. Perfect incantation at all.
That was a scene. I liked it.
Yes.
It just enhances the lip color. It doesn't detract. It doesn't manipulate. It doesn't do any extra voodoo. Yes, witch. Now we want to bite some more children. Moving along. Now, witches, we have some new old favorites. As far as the lip category goes, I have been trying to go through the long bodies that I have in my lipstick category. So we have 3 different options today, but what we really need to do is see what goes best with the look we have today. Day Slayer sounds like a fantastic Halloween vibe, doesn't it? I mean, yes, it is a nude baby, but Day Slayer makes me think of all my vampire friends in the audience. Then I have more from the High Priestess, that is Becca. I have some bullet lippies here that are a to die for formula, and we are choosing things that are throwbacks but favorites, it seems. So this has a good chance of being chosen. And a haunting, villainous ColourPop oldie but a ghoulie. This is a throwback from the collection that no longer can be purchased from the online portals. At least I don't think. This one is the shade that I will be finding the master in with Hades, but it might not be deep enough for today's look, so we press on.
This looks pretty delicious.
Not bad, sisters, not bad. I do agree. A little bit of a deeper tone to go with the deep souls that we all have as we conclude our Halloween special. I think as close as we are as a coven, I need a little bit of breathing room, please. I'm going to be intensing the spell. Zoom! That's better. Now we have a little bit of breathing room, yes. Everything on thy face is stunning and well put together. Everything has blended smoothly, but I have to say, the enchanted mirrors around my haunted house keep reminding me how amazing the eye look is. And I really attribute a lot of that to the Jacqueline Hill palette. I forgot how blendable and creamy this is. Now, this is the palette of the first run, meaning there are palettes that could be bought that are this palette, but it's not the same formulation. It's not the same concoction or potion. This blends so well that I'm looking in all of my photos and mirrors, and I am bewitched by how good this eye look is. I really need to use this palette even more. If you have her, haunt her. The makeup on the face really does the spell. It really looks smooth. Look at that highlighter. I know that this is not the portal of 2017 time warp where we are back there with the highlighting days, but oof, she's ghastly. The under eyes were crepey for much of this, so I feel like I needed a different powder to start the spell, but that is all right. Now we have learned, and now we can go forth. I am overall very pleased with this bewitching look that my coven and I have concocted today. Witches, I am so glad that this Halloween season we have all come together once again with our spirits and our booty routines to go through this time portal that has been going down the long rabbit hole that has been all of the old haunts to put on our face. I do believe we have chosen wisely. Of course we have. We are very intelligent, smart, beautiful witches, and of course we've made all the right decisions today. Never doubt yourself, queens. Never doubt yourselves. I'd like to consider you all part of my extended coven. As you know, we now have such a large, vast family, as my family has gone back through generations here on this sacred land. And now you are part of
This tale going forward.
So I look forward to seeing you again. If you happen to be new to this haunting channel, hi new friends, be sure to hit the dead bell and that blood red subscribe button so you don't miss out on future hauntings. And thank you so much to today's spooky sponsor, Cupshe, for allowing us to don new apparel and share the discounts and deals with all of our friends in the portal audience. I'll see you next year, dearies. I shall be back next Halloween.